This conference will now be recorded.
Ah, thank you. The lady from GoToMeeting just told us it's going to be recorded. Okay, so welcome everybody to Forgiveness Tuesday, where and we've got a lot of these going on. We've got one tonight at 8 o'clock. We've got one on Wednesday at Wednesday at 1:30, and then Friday at 1. And what we're doing is we're doing a remote session of emotional clarity technique, and it'll be different practitioners. Oh, look at that baby. She's stealing the show. All right. So if you're a person who's interested in being the person who's getting the EPT, you just need to private message me and let me know, and I'll get you in there in one of these, and we'll let you know when you're up. The only thing is we do record the session, and we keep the session as, what do I want to say, as private as possible. But, you know, there may be stuff that happens. If you don't want it recorded, don't volunteer. That's all we have to say about that. So anyway, if you have any questions, I'm going to be in the chat box. I'm going to get my face off of here, and I'll be telling what Natasha is doing with Beth in the EPT session. And so anyway, so if you've got any questions, chat in the chat box, and otherwise I'll see you when they're done. So I'm going to turn off my camera and my voice.
Let's see if I can bring you to just the main screen there.
Yeah, I did like active cameras. Yep.
How do I do that? I'm going to change it to, do you know how to change it to the active?
For me at the top, you can click view options, or maybe it says everyone at the top and then it drops down. You can do active cameras.
There we go.
But that's on the web version. So yeah.
Okay, so good. I got that. All right.
Cool.
So thank you, Beth, for agreeing to be vulnerable today and work on what you want to work on. And I'm sure it's going to be relative for a few folks. So yeah, so Beth and I just briefly met prior to this to figure out what she wanted to work on. And so she says she's been experiencing some migraines or really bad headaches, and usually in the same spot, so right side of your head near the temple area. Okay,
every time.
Right there. And so sometimes they last for 2 days or so, and it usually ruins your day and your momentum. And this is frustrating for you because sometimes you have to opt in to get over-the-counter meds, which you're not a fan of doing. So you feel that sometimes it's associated with, it could be associated with drinking alcohol, and then that sometimes can make you feel guilty, and like something that of a punishment that you deserve in some way. And you're experiencing some shame and maybe around a drinking. And then the other thing you were wanting to work on was being open to receiving more in life. You feel that you're blocked with that, but you're feeling so good with giving, but you're having a hard time being able to receive a part of that flow. And so we're going to see, like for me, I feel like there could be a link between those two things. Before we get started, let's just do some rapport.
Okay.
So we've got our magnets here. So for anybody who's tuning in for the first time, we're going to be using North-South pole magnets throughout the session, but to just start, we like to build rapport. And so in a way, how energy works, has no boundaries to a certain degree. And this is a way for Beth and I to connect and link up to each other's energetic fields over a long distance. And yeah, so we're going to put the green magnets on the right, on both sides of our head here, and we're going to take a deep breath in and exhale. Deep breath in and exhale. And you're going to press and take a deep breath in And exhale. Good. All right, you're going to place a finger between your eyebrows and one at the notch of the back of your head here. You're going to press and lift and take a deep breath in. And exhale. Deep breath in. And exhale. Good. And deep breath in. And exhale. I already lost count, so we're just going to do one last one for good measure. So deep breath in. And exhale. I generally want to do 2 sets of 3. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to test. So I'm going to be using muscle testing to kind of help guide me where to take this session with Beth. So I'm just going to muscle test first of all. I'm going to see that it's accurate. So okay, so I'm going to ask, are we going to work with the migraine? I'm going to work with receiving. So it's the migraine. That's where we're going to work today.
I've had these for like years
Okay.
and years. Like, and I've considered, oh, I should get EPT on that. And I never do. And so Saturday, after I worked with you on Friday, Saturday, I had one all day. And I mean, when I talk about taking over-the-counter meds, I'm like 3 Excedrin and 4 ibuprofen at one time.
Oh,
and then I wait the cycle until I'm allowed to take more again. And I keep taking that much to reduce the pain and get it so that I don't have to be in bed like with my eyes closed all day. And it's, like hurts my stomach even just thinking about it.
Oh, man.
So
I've
thank
never
you.
had, oh, yeah. You're like, please let me be the one.
Seriously.
Okay, so I just want you to place your hand where it hurts right now. Okay.
Oh, yeah. And it doesn't hurt currently, but yeah,
Okay.
where it
but
always
where
is.
that normally is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I'm going to just test the distress on this. So it's a 10 out of a 10. And do you have any elation to this? Well, I would think no, but let's see. Okay. Okay, so no elation.
Cool.
And stage of healing. So you're in stage 3, which is bargain. So when in stage of healing, in the stages of healing, when you're in bargaining, it's basically determining maybe something else will help. Maybe it'll be this or that. If you take these drugs, if you go exercise, if you go do yoga,
If I don't ever drink alcohol.
If you don't ever drink alcohol.
I'll never get one, which isn't true, but it seems like they're linked. So sometimes I get them without drinking, but usually it's involved. Usually I've had a drink or something the night before. So.
Okay. All right. And I think this is, I feel like it might be linked to this being able to receive, but I think it's being able to receive love from yourself and allowing you to be okay with having fun and not having to like earn the fun. Like you can just have fun for no reason. Like it doesn't have to be
resonates.
A reward, or you don't have to prove that you deserve the fun. But then it was like, oh, I shouldn't have had fun in that way, so now I should be punished. So all right. Okay, 3. And I can show up. Can you say I can show up?
I can show up.
I can pay attention.
I can pay attention.
I can tell the truth.
I can tell the truth.
And I can let go.
I can let go.
Okay, so we're working with showing up and letting go. So these are actions that you want to be congruent with. So you're congruent with paying attention and telling the truth, but you're incongruent with showing up and letting go. All right, so how many issues to heal the focus? 2 issues. Okay, I want you to think about the first issue. Right. 18. So this is at 18 years old. Okay. So this is related to finances owed to you. So finances owed to you. Let's see, at 18, I'm just going to check emotion here. Whose emotion? Okay. This is grief with finances owed to you. So I feel someone else's grief. Did you have an extended family member that owed something of finances to you at 18?
I don't
Or
think so, but my parents did, and then I could have had extended family members that felt the grief.
Okay.
So, if that makes sense.
So is it my parents' grief?
Or like they're the ones that owed me.
So okay, so this is their grief with around finances owed to you at 18. So someone's grief with finances owed to you at about 18. Anybody?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like immediately.
Okay.
So yeah, I was a freshman in college. Well, yeah, freshman in college. My mother had promised that she, see, now I'm really glad I didn't tell her about this. My mother had promised that she could cover my tuition freshman year, because she got an inheritance from her father's passing, and she was able to take care of that. And turns out she wasn't able to. She didn't let me know, and until like it was too late. And I showed up. I was in a really competitive program at school, and I showed up the first day like without any books or supplies, or I like just had no guidance going into freshman year of college, and I felt so out of my depth. And my boyfriend at the time, his mom ended up giving me money to help me to afford the books and all my supplies. And so it could have been his grief or my grandmother's, or, somebody that was sort of watching from the outside. And I know I was pissed because I had worked like double shifts all summer. Like we were a poor family. Like I wasn't really expecting her to pay for me. I would have tried to get loans or something. So ultimately I ended up getting loans and all that stuff and still paying that back. But it was just like the rug was kind of pulled out. The other thing would be that I did work a lot as a server and would often give my parents money for like their mortgage, and they would owe me all the time. So there was just like this weird dynamic with us where I was sort of taking care of them.
Okay.
Taking care of all of us.
Okay. So to clarify, so mom could have paid for school.
Yeah, but somehow the money went missing.
So it went missing. And so your boyfriend's mom at the time was very kind and generous and willing to show up for you and give you finances to cover your schooling. Okay.
Yeah, just part. Yeah, she covered part of it to help me out that first semester or quarter or whatever it was that was remaining.
Okay, so it is it is her griefs with finance. So she,
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah, so it's her grief. So
She was a really big part of he was my boyfriend for 10 years. So she was like she was like my second mom.
okay. So, all right. So we'll say, okay, so you're feeling her grief with finances owed to you. Okay. Hmm. Can you put into words why she would have felt grief around that? Not maybe for you, but
yeah.
yeah.
She knew some of my story, and my life story is a little sad. I think that it's like already making me like tear up. So, yeah, I think that she loved me. She thought that like I was like gonna save her son, which was a whole other thing. But, and I did for a little while, but, until I was like, wait, not my responsibility to save other people. But, anyway, I think she just, really wanted me to be supported, really thought highly of me. And I think it just made her really sad that,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it made her sad. My family couldn't be there.
And she also, I should say that like our families became very close. Like we did Thanksgivings together for almost that whole 10 years. Like they became sort of a second family, and there was never like true, I don't think, ill will either way. Like they were blaming my parents for being irresponsible or anything. I think that she just really felt for me for being in the situation that I grew up in. Yeah. And I felt like such a charity case with her for sure. It was a weird dynamic of being like so grateful that she would like want to shower me with gifts or things like that, or like take care of things for me, or like take me on vacation, because we didn't do that. And so, yeah, I can totally see this like weird, like, and then feeling like I need to repay that, or, why, I don't know. I've literally felt like a character in a movie. That sounds really weird.
Okay.
Like this like story of, this like poor girl who was like, met her high school boyfriend and whatever. And then, his family like took her in and showed her what a privileged life could look like. They weren't even rich, but it was more that they had investments. They had like taken care of things. So they had things more together than my parents did.
Aw, and that's so nice that they were able to help you out.
It was so nice. Yeah.
Aw. So this ties in a way to that, like feeling okay to be able to receive.
Yeah, like I'm seeing that very strongly now.
Yeah, okay.
And okay, I feel like this is important just because it's coming up. But so I left him after 10 years. We had the last like 6 years were really, really toxic, and there's a lot of like physical and emotional abuse. And so when I left him, I like left his family. And I've never like talked to them again.
Okay.
So that is unresolved for sure.
Okay. I'm just writing down here in case people are like, what is she doing?
Yeah, you're getting right into it. I don't even.
Okay, so
this is more uncomfortable than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, what a great opportunity for you right now to show up and be able to receive and grieve. Yeah. And you have all these people here to support you and hold space for you and love you.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was 10 years, you said, after that? So you were 18, and how old were you when you left?
27.
27.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's clear the grief. You got your magnets handy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I have it over left lung. I'm just going to test. So it's red. So it's red over left lung and red over forehead. And you're going to think about that grief that you have been holding on to for your boyfriend's mom from 18 years old. Her wanting to support you and show up for you. And her also feeling sad that there wasn't anybody else that was able to be there for you like she was. So deep breath in and exhale. Deep breath in and exhale. And one more deep breath in and exhale. So I'm going to see if there's any other emotions we can release around this event. Okay, so we're going to do the second issue. So the second issue. So the second issue is when you're 27. And let's see. Okay, so this is your boyfriend's at the time, emotion of abandonment. And this is with you, with Beth. Okay.
So Drew, right?
Okay, Drew.
That's his name. Yeah.
All right. So I felt Drew's abandonment with me when I'm 27. And because you said you left and that was it. It was done and there was no resolving there was no peace to be felt even with the family. So it was left, you left him and you left the family.
I had to create that boundary. Like I tried breaking up with him over the years for like countless times and he never would leave. So I literally we moved back. We lived in Minnesota for 4 years together and then moved back and were together for another year and a half after that. And I knew on the drive back, I was like, well, I could use his family's help. If I'm going to break up with him now. So it just took a really long time to be able to finally be at my edge. And it took a lot of embarrassing experiences that were public physical abuse for me to be what the are you doing in this relationship? This isn't good. But we were each other's first boyfriend, girlfriend. We grew up together. I started dating him when I was 17. And our families were so intertwined, our identities. We even had the same birthday. Literally every single thing that we did was together. So very enmeshed. And so when I left him, I actually kept the apartment and I kicked him out. And I had this series of, I had a friend who had my keys, who was instructed to call at a certain time. It was a really intense breakup because he just in the past wouldn't leave or would lock me in the apartment or take my keys or my phone or something like that. So his parents were on call. They knew what was going down. But then after it all happened, I asked him to just not talk to me. I was like, please just take 6 months before reaching out. I just need 6 months of us to be silent. And, but his family would still reach out. His aunt was really close to me and she was, she didn't have a family of her own. So she really treated us as her children sort of. And I had to ask them to stop, and I had to have my dad pick up things from his mom. And I know she was really sad about it. but I had to like turn it off and just
Yeah,
move
you have to
on,
cut off all contact.
or else I just like couldn't leave. Like it was really hard.
Mm-hmm.
But he was so heartbroken. Like it was so sad. I've never seen anyone that sad. But I knew it was like better, you know, for both of us. And I have no idea what he's doing right now, but I hope he's, you know, better.
Me too. Okay. I'm sure will help release some of this energy for today for both you and him, and it'll make you both feel better. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's see here. This is Drew's abandonment. So it's heart, red, and over forehead. And
Did
this
you say
is,
over forehead?
yeah, red over forehead. So this is Drew's abandonment that you're going to think about right now. And it's because you witnessed him and his heart being broken, and not seeing anybody be so sad before, and him feeling this energy of being kicked out of your life. Okay, so deep breath in and exhale. Good. And deep breath in and exhale. Good. And deep breath in and exhale. Okay. What was his mom's name?
Molly.
Molly, is it Molly? Yeah, so this is Molly's abandonment. Because she really cared for you.
Yeah, she accidentally called me this summer and left me a message, and I just like got it, and then I was like, I don't know what to do with this, and then I just like haven't done anything with it since.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that feeling is going to have some green energy. We're going to put some green energy to that. So, and then green on the forehead. So I just want you to think about Molly. Send her some love while you're releasing that abandonment, okay? Deep breath in and exhale. Good, and deep breath in and exhale. I wanted to do that one with you. That's good. All right. This is that mother energy. Someone who wanted to take care of you and be there for you. And this is like that self-care part for ourselves that we get to take on as well, mother our own selves in some ways, self-care. And there's a part of you that doesn't feel like you can even do that. I think that's what I'm feeling. And you don't get to have fun until it's like resolved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely feel guilty that
there's some guilt
that's
there.
the way it went down. Yeah, almost like I'm not like allowed to reach out to her. Like that wouldn't be like appropriate. Yeah, or it would like open a can of worms, or I don't know. But she has since, like, she was an alcoholic. Maybe this is where the drinking tie is coming in. But she was an alcoholic, and she has since, from what I've heard, she left her husband, she moved, she quit drinking, like she's in AA, like all that stuff. So she's made like massive transformative steps after
That's amazing.
that time, which is amazing. And like likewise, I've changed so much since then too.
Okay. So Okay. Okay, so we're going to do some forgiveness. Before we go on, is there anything else you want to share or express before we move on with some forgiveness?
Yeah, I guess what pops up is, so Drew's grandmother, Gloria, was Molly's in-law or whatever. She was like our favorite person in the world, like just an incredible human, very generous. We could have all these like amazing, cool conversations. She was just amazing. She passed a few months before I finally like left him. And I think her passing is kind of like what allowed me to start separating, because I think she was like sort of what was keeping me there, because they treated me, you know, like I was their family. So anyway, that feels like this other like mothering energy when you talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, she had like a really profound impact in my life too. Yeah, so it was like the whole family experienced this loss of her, and then I was like, deuces, like I gotta get out of here. So it was like, I feel like his family, like the whole unit sort of had just two big transitions of females leaving within a matter of like 4 months that we were all just like really tight. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So let's see. Okay, I'm not getting that it's a trauma.
Cool.
So we will do still some fear relief. So yeah, I can put my hands here for you if you'd like. And then, yeah, or you can hold on to them or also do the fear relief points, whatever you feel most comfortable to do. Okay, so we're going to start. So we're going to be saying some statements, and Beth will be repeating them after me, and after each statement we'll be taking a breath together, and I invite everybody to join in and say these statements as well. Okay, so I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Deep breath in and exhale. Good. Deep breath in and exhale. Good. I forgive myself for believing.
I forgive myself for believing.
I'm not allowed
I'm not allowed
to feel joy,
to feel joy,
happiness,
happiness,
and relaxation
and relaxation
until I can resolve
until I can resolve
the circumstance
the circumstance
of the pain I caused
of the pain I caused
Drew's family
Drew's family
when I had to stand up for myself
when I had to stand up for myself
and take care of myself
and take care of myself,
even when I felt like I didn't even deserve it.
I felt like I didn't even deserve it.
A deep breath in. Because of all of the kindness
Because of all of the kindness
and love
and love
that Drew's family,
that Drew's family,
his mom Molly,
his mom Molly,
and his grandmother showed me.
and his grandmother showed me.
How they brought me in.
How they brought me in.
And made a space for me.
And made a space for me.
To be included.
To be included.
When I didn't feel included in my own family.
When I didn't feel included in my own family.
Deep breath in. And exhale. I forgive myself for believing.
I forgive myself for believing.
That it's all my fault.
That it's all my fault.
That I made Drew stuck.
That I made Drew stuck.
In his sadness.
In his sadness.
Deep breath in.
Whew.
Are you doing all right? How are you doing?
Man, Natasha. I forgive myself for not bringing tissues into this room. Just kidding. Okay, I feel like I have to say that feels like it moved something already, but I feel like I have to say that there was a part of me, this is like so self-centered, but there's a part of me that like, I knew how bad he was hurting, and it felt like finally he understood like what he was missing, or like what he was treating so poorly. There was this like level of satisfaction in it, you know, that I felt kind of like, you know, it made me feel good, but it also made me feel like really bad.
Okay. I forgive myself.
I forgive myself.
For needing to prove my worth.
For needing to prove my worth.
By hurting somebody.
By hurting somebody.
I loved.
I loved.
By showing them what they were missing.
By showing them what they were missing.
By me having to kick myself out.
By me having to kick myself out.
Of the family.
Of the family.
When it felt, when I saw.
When I saw.
How painful.
How painful.
It was.
It was.
On Drew.
On Drew.
For him to know what it's like.
For him to know what it's like.
To be kicked out.
To be kicked out. And treated poorly.
Treated poorly, yeah. Deep breath in. I forgive myself for believing that Drew had to change.
I forgive myself for believing that Drew had to change. My husband's on a work call.
Little humor in there.
Yep.
I forgive myself for believing that Drew had to change.
I forgive myself for believing that Drew had to change.
So I could experience joy.
So I could experience joy. Yeah, he still, I really know he still hasn't. His next relationship, he was beating her up to, and he was drinking way more and really sad and Anyway. Sorry, I feel very derailed. Okay.
Okay.
We're back.
Okay.
I forgive myself for believing Drew had to change. before I
Before
could feel joy.
I could feel joy, happiness, and relaxation.
Yeah, joy, happiness, and relaxation.
Choosing what I want in my life.
Choosing what I want in my life.
Choosing what I enjoy in my life.
Choosing what I enjoy in my life.
Yeah, deep breath in. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
I don't deserve joy, happiness, and relaxation
I don't deserve joy, happiness, and relaxation
because I was never able to save Drew the way Molly wanted me to.
Ugh.
Can you say that again?
Yeah.
I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
I don't deserve
I don't deserve
and am not worthy of
and am not worthy of
experiencing joy,
experiencing joy,
happiness,
happiness,
and relaxation
and relaxation
because I couldn't fix Drew.
because I couldn't fix Drew.
I couldn't save him
I couldn't save him
the way Molly wanted me to.
the way Molly wanted me to.
Yeah, deep breath in and exhale. I forgive myself
I forgive myself
for believing it was my job to fix Drew
for believing it was my job to fix Drew
as a way to pay back the
as a
kindness
way to pay back the kindness.
that Molly and Drew's grandmother gave me.
Yeah, that Molly and Drew's grandmother gave me.
Yeah, deep breath in. I forgive myself for believing I had to bargain my right to be in that family.
I forgive myself for believing I had to bargain my right to be in that family.
To put all of my energy,
To put all of my energy,
to prove my worth,
to prove my worth,
to be in that family,
to be in that family,
to fix Drew.
to fix Drew.
Yeah, deep breath in. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
I have to keep punishing myself
I have to keep punishing myself
because I could never fix Drew,
because I could never fix Drew,
especially after I left the family
especially after I left the family
and abandoned them.
and abandoned him and them.
Yeah, deep breath in. And exhale.
It's like the drinking thing. I like became really good at drinking when I was with him because he is somebody who like can't smell very well, so like, or taste, so he's just like hardcore. He's definitely, taking a step back, pretty sure has some level of Asperger's. He just like has some of these qualities that I learned later that I was like, oh, that makes more sense. But anyway, he's very extreme. And so like when we drank coffee, it was always black. When we drank alcohol, it's always whiskey straight, no ice. And like I started drinking that way. So I have like a really high tolerance. And there's this like, over the past several years, like since I haven't been with him for so long now, but I've been like breaking that down and like releasing my attachment to drinking whiskey or drinking these hard things because it makes me tough or something, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like there's this, as you're saying these things, what came up is like this link to needing to feel his pain still. I don't know, by like when I drink. I don't know. But yeah, because he also like got out of control drinking, as like his mom did. So she was more like stupid, and he got very angry very easily. So anyway, that's coming up.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize. Okay. All right. So I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that I have to keep punishing myself
I have to keep punishing myself
and putting myself through hard things
and putting myself through hard things
and taking and consuming things that are hard on my body
and consuming things that are hard on my body
because I'm trying to still resolve things with Drew,
because I'm still trying to resolve things with Drew
still fix him.
and still fix him,
Yeah.
fix us, like what we
Fix us.
failed.
I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
there's no room for me to mourn
there's no room for me to mourn
the loss
the loss
of this family
of this family
because I'm holding on to this grief
because I'm holding on to this grief
and this abandonment
this abandonment
that I caused these people.
that I caused these people
I love.
I love.
Deep breath in. So, I forgive myself for believing I don't deserve love.
I forgive myself for believing I don't deserve love.
Unless I have to prove it in some way.
Unless I have to prove it in some way.
And by sabotaging what's good for me.
And by sabotaging what's good for me.
By sacrificing a part of me.
By sacrificing a part of me.
Yeah. To make space for that love.
To make space for that love.
Yeah, deep breath in. Exhale. I call up the grief.
I call up the grief.
And the abandonment.
And the abandonment.
That I've been holding on to.
That I've been holding on to.
As a way to repay this debt.
As a way to repay this debt.
To this family.
To this family.
That showed me so much love and kindness.
That showed me so much love and kindness.
Mm-hmm.
And like showed me what a family was.
Mm-hmm.
My family never, like it just was fun. It was fun going to their house. They had fun. My family does not have fun. I love them. They just don't know how to have fun. So yeah, it was fun.
So I say yes to this grief.
I say yes to this grief and this abandonment.
And I call it up from every cell of my being.
And I call it up from every cell of my being.
My mind, my soul, and my body.
My mind, my soul, and my body.
And I release it.
And I release it.
To divine love.
To divine love.
And forgiveness.
And forgiveness.
And gratitude.
And gratitude.
And deep breath in. And exhale. Without this grief.
Without this grief.
I am free.
I am free.
To feel more joy.
To feel more joy.
Relaxation.
Relaxation.
And happiness.
And happiness.
In my life.
In my life.
When I'm having fun.
When I'm having fun.
Yeah. And deep breath in. I am free to feel more joy and happiness.
I'm free to feel more joy and happiness.
And gratitude.
And gratitude.
And relaxation.
And relaxation.
Receiving acts of love.
Receiving acts of love.
From others.
From others.
And especially myself.
And especially myself.
Yeah, deep breath in. Exhale. Just because I couldn't fix things with Drew.
Just because I couldn't fix things with Drew.
Doesn't mean that I deserve to punish myself.
Doesn't mean I deserve to punish myself.
Yeah. Deep breath in, because he's not there to punish me anymore or hurt me.
Because he's not there to punish me anymore or hurt me.
Yeah. Deep breath in. Exhale. I forgive Drew
I forgive Drew
for hurting me.
for hurting me.
And yeah, deep breath in. I give Drew permission
I give Drew permission
to forgive me
to forgive me
for blaming him
for blaming him
for the reason I had to leave his family.
for the reason I had to leave his family.
And that I couldn't fix him.
And that I couldn't fix him.
Yeah. Or help him.
Or help him.
Deep breath in. And exhale. I give Molly permission.
I give Molly permission
to forgive me.
To forgive me.
For causing her any grief.
For causing her any grief.
Because I didn't have a support system.
Because I didn't have a support system.
And she was the only person I could lean into.
And she was the only person I could lean into.
Yeah. And deep breath in. And exhale. I give Molly permission to forgive me.
I give Molly permission to forgive me.
For choosing what was right for me.
For choosing what was right for me.
For standing up for myself.
For standing up for myself.
And honoring.
And honoring.
The love.
The love.
That I'm worthy of.
That I'm worthy of.
By putting distance between Drew and I.
By putting distance between Drew and I.
Mm-hmm. Deep breath in. And exhale. I call up the abandonment.
I call up the abandonment.
And I say yes to it.
I say yes to it.
I release it from my body, mind, and spirit.
And I release it from my body, mind, and spirit.
To divine love and gratitude.
To divine love and gratitude.
Deep breath in. And exhale. I give myself permission.
I give myself permission.
To feel safe.
To feel safe.
Secure.
Secure.
And complete.
And complete.
Receiving love.
Receiving love.
That brings joy.
That brings joy.
Happiness.
Happiness.
And gratitude.
And gratitude.
And relaxation.
And relaxation.
Into my being.
Into my being.
Deep breath in. Exhale. Without any of these emotions.
Without any of these emotions.
I open up massive space within me.
I open up massive space within me.
To feel more joy and happiness.
To feel more joy and happiness.
And relaxation.
And relaxation.
Receiving love.
Receiving love.
From a secure and safe place.
From a secure and safe place.
Yeah, deep breath in. Exhale. Okay, so I love and accept myself.
I love and accept myself.
Even when I'm afraid.
Even when I'm afraid.
Letting go.
Letting go.
Of this pain from the past.
Of this pain from the past.
will be bad for me
will be bad for me
or someone I love.
or someone I love.
And deep breath in and exhale. I love and accept myself,
I love and accept myself,
even when I'm afraid.
even when I'm afraid.
Letting go of this pain
Letting go of this pain
will be good for someone
will be good for someone
I love
I love
or for me.
or for me.
And deep breath in. So I give myself permission
I give myself permission
to feel safe, secure, and complete.
to feel safe, secure, and complete.
Showing up,
Showing up,
having fun,
having fun,
receiving joy,
receiving joy,
and letting go
and letting go
of the hard things
of the hard things
or the need to prove
or the need to prove
my worth
my worth
just so I can enjoy my life.
just so I can enjoy my life.
Yeah, deep breath in and exhale. Without this pattern,
Without this pattern,
I am free
I am free
to love myself more,
to love myself more,
to receive acts of kindness
to receive acts of kindness
towards myself
toward myself
that I can create
that I can create
from a place of joy
from a place of joy
and happiness.
and happiness.
Deep breath in. So
Can we do
without-
something about, sorry, that just made me think of like actually receiving financial assistance from,
okay.
I don't know, because that's another thing that I'm like very like by the bootstraps. Like my husband and I are separate. I do my half, he does his half. Like I have a hard time allowing the receiving.
Okay. All right.
That feels like it's linked to Molly hooking me up.
Okay. Okay.
When I felt very undeserving, you know.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I forgive myself for believing.
I forgive myself for believing.
I can't show up.
I can't show up.
Receiving others' financial generosity
Receiving others' financial generosity
until I can pay back Molly.
until I can pay back Molly. Ooh. Good. That was really good.
I give Molly permission
I give Molly permission
to forgive me
to forgive me
for the debts
for the debts
I will never be able to pay back to her.
I will never be able to pay back to her.
Like the one where I wasn't able to ever fix her son or save him.
Like the one where I was never able to live up to her expectation of me saving her son.
Yeah.
Her good-natured expectation.
Yeah. I give myself permission to let go
I give myself permission to let go
of that debt,
of that debt,
that unresolved debt.
the unresolved debt.
And I give it over to God
And I give it over to God
and divine love
and divine love
to resolve it for me.
to resolve it for me.
And that opens up massive space
And that opens up massive space
for me to receive more.
for me to receive more.
And to feel safe, secure, and complete.
And to feel safe, secure, and complete.
Feeling relaxed doing that.
Feeling relaxed doing that.
And worthy of joy and happiness.
And worthy of joy and happiness.
Yeah. Good. Deep breath in. Okay. Okay. I am going to just check where your distress is, so the migraine. So it's a 1. Distress has gone down to a 1. Okay, and you're in stage 6, which is, for those who don't know, is light emerging. That's the transition stage where good changes start to happen, and you can feel everything starting to release that doesn't need to be in your life anymore, so that you can create new life. And let's see. And you're strong with both showing up and letting go.
Awesome. Oh, well, glad I put mascara on today. Thank you, Natasha.
My pleasure. I'm
Yeah.
happy to be back. That was
Thinking it was going there.
I know. Yeah.
I thought it was over.
What we think it does, right? That was amazing, though. Wow.
It was really good.
Thank you so much for showing up and being willing to receive in this way. Like, this is amazing, and I hope that you don't get any more painful.
Me too. I'll keep you posted. I'll keep everyone posted in the group, because yeah, it's like it's become such a pattern that it's like, all right, this is something else. Like, you know, who knows what this is? But yeah, the like weirdness or the vulnerability of showing up at first, I could feel like over time dissolving. So anyone else who, because I'm usually somebody who's like, let's go there, you know, I'm all about getting into it. So I was surprised to feel that like nervousness around it, honestly. So
yeah,
it's worth it. Anyone else who is interested in being quiet.
giving this a go. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody want to pop on camera?
Paige, do you call Dorothy Dot ever? Or is that not a name?
No, we do. We call her Dottie and Dot sometimes.
Yeah,
She's got little dots on her, or that stars. Those look like stars or dots on her little outfit. Are they stars?
She has a lot of polka dots.
I love it.
Oh my goodness. That was amazing. And I'm going to, I don't know, has Linda or anybody copied this?
I haven't yet. I mean, I can do it myself.
I'm going to copy that. I did a lot of the statements, so you can review them, Beth.
Thank you.
And yeah, it was fantastic. And even you, Natasha, you can look at your fabulous statements and be like, whoa, this is like crazy where you started.
Sherry wants to talk.
And I mean, for anybody who's new to EPT, it's kind of amazing that you go so fast, so far, so deep, right to where you need to be, and everything else that isn't, you know, there's lots of things in Beth's life, but it was narrowed and lasered right into the right place. It was beautiful. So beautiful. Yeah. I don't know if anybody has any questions, or if there's people on here who are interested in having a session done. Just
do it.
Private message me, and yeah, I think I'm trying to copy.
Oh, I don't know if people can unmute themselves. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I unmuted myself.
Oh, okay.
Well, but I think I have a. Maybe they can't. I don't know.
Well, I can't tell because Sherry was doing this, so I wasn't sure if she wanted to talk.
She was probably doing hands for the baby.
Oh. I was taking that as for me, you know.
Oh. You got this, Beth.
Oh.
Miles, have fun.
Okay, Linda got the chat copied for it, and she'll probably email you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Maybe everybody in the room, if your email's in here. That's awesome. Thank you, Linda. It's kind of weird. I wish we could record the chat at the same time, but having the transcript in the chat with all the statements is really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Good job keeping up with those too.
Oh my God.
It's a professional.
I
Yeah.
feel like I've gotten better too with like hearing statements, and I can write them down like the faster now. Like it's I remember when I first began EPT and other people are saying statements and I'm trying to write them down and, in class, and I couldn't catch them all as quick, but it's just, get used to it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I'm going to hit my record button and turn it off so you'll hear